Are you out shopping for a DAC right now? Are you just trying to not spend like $1,000 or $2,000 on the R2R DAC? If so, stick around because we're going to talk about something really cool today. A mid-priced, high-end luxury DAC from SMSL. Stick around. Welcome back to the Thrift Shop. Today, yes, back on DACs. I love DACs. If you've been to this channel, I love DACs. Some people, they can't hear the difference. I can clearly hear a difference between DACs. And I think we got a real winner today for the price. That is a great value DAC. If you're tired of keep spending more and more money, this might be a good option. This may be the stopping ground. So without further ado, we have the SMSL D400. This thing is amazing. Now, for me, I've had a lot of the entry-level SMSL DACs components. Absolutely love. I think SMSL makes some of the best value items. Very similar to topping. It's, pick your flavor, what you want. I do feel like SMSL is a little more balanced than maybe topping, but, it's a personal preference, right? So I didn't get it all up into arms and go out and buy the VMV, or they weren't sent to me VMV models, which are the higher end SMSL models. So this gives you all of that kind of flavor of the VMV, just without the VMV price tag. This is a big box. It is actually bigger. I'll get it out and show it to you, but it is bigger than my IFI Pro Ican here as far as width and depth. So it's one of these things. I have such an awkward stack right now. The Denefrips Ares 2 sitting down here is much longer in the back. So up front, it doesn't look any different. The IFI Pro Ican, same width dimensions. It kind of works, okay? Come here to the Schiit Bifrost 264. It's squished in and not as deep, so my feet don't fit, so I got to have pads on there so I don't scratch up stuff. So, depending if you're stacking, this may be an issue, but I'm going to recommend that you don't use this for headphone usage. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I'm not going to recommend it, because stick around. We're going to do both a talk here to, headphone listening. You're at your desk, you want to listen to stuff, you have the stack here, it's your choice. Is it the best option? I don't think so. Where should it be used? We're going to talk about that later, maybe with a stereo, a 2-channel system. So let's just get into it. So I'm going to do a little device tour here. You can take a look at it, and we'll be back. All right, device tour. So you get a great little screen here. You get all your information. Again, you get a nice knob. It has nice little detents in it. And push button. And this nice aluminum texture feel on here. It's great. Nice little feet. Oh, you get the MQA. Great. We really care about that, don't we? As you can see here from the inputs, so you get your standard IEC input, I2S, USB, optical, coax, AES, EBU. You get balanced out and single-ended out, and here is your Bluetooth antenna. So you pretty much get everything that you could think of that you need from a DAC. Maybe you want more USB inputs. I could see that. But from a DAC standpoint, this thing has everything. You can dim this face. You got all the features. You can go set your filters. You can do all of that within here. Fully customizable. It does have a remote. Since I'm only a couple feet away, I'm not using the remote. And with DACs, I typically don't use the remote unless it's the only way to change some of the settings. Otherwise, I leave it in the box so I don't lose it, because that happens. All right. See you later. All right. So obviously I can't have the power on for the device tour, but you get great buttons here. I can't pull it out. It's just... All right, we're down here with the SMSL D400, and we're going to go through some of the cool menu items. So let's get into it. So outputs, let's actually start with inputs. So USB type B, you got Bluetooth, optical coax, AES, EBU, I2S. So that's pretty darn cool. We'll keep mine back here. Actually, I was running optical. Let's see, from an output standpoint, you can do all balanced, unbalanced. Everything that I've been doing is unbalanced at the moment. PCM filter, so you have to pick whatever you want here. DSD filter if you are using DSD. I am not. You can actually change the sound color to whatever you feel you like. Let's see, you got pre-modes. So right now I have this on variable, so you can use this as a preamp. It's sort of pretty cool. Bypass buying yourself a high-end preamp. So pretty cool. You can go fixed and fixed DSD bypass. Let's see here. Multi-function button, so you can change what the physical button over here is doing. And we'll just leave it on outputs because that works pretty well. You can change the I2S mode, which is pretty cool. DSD channel swap. You've got the phase inverter, dimmer. Actually, I've got to go back. Dimmer. So you can change this right now. For sake of having this on, brightness, which is pretty cool. You can actually, I've actually got it pretty low already. It gets much brighter. So I suggest keeping it on somewhere pretty low, because it is pretty bright. There's no need to have this much brighter than that. And then you can obviously reset. So there you go. That's the menu, and we'll keep going. But you get a great little dial here. You can adjust. You got your volume up and down, so you can have it fixed output. You can have it variable output. I have mine set to variable output. It somewhat can be a pain in the butt, honestly, to have it variable, but personal choice. This thing does up like 768 PCM. Again, you have all the inputs. You have I2S. You've got, your USBs. You got every kind of digital connection that you could think of, even Bluetooth with LDAC and aptX HD. You get everything with this thing. So you don't have to worry about what you're connecting it to. You just have to worry about, do I like it? How does it sound? Yeah. So let's talk about it. So before we talk about the sound, the geeks, the A-type personalities need to know what's inside of this DAC and why should I buy it. Well, first of all, it has dual flagship AKM DACs. It has the AK4191 DAC chip, the AK4499EX DAC chip. How are they used together? I haven't the faintest freaking clue, so don't ask me. It includes now the next generation CK03 clock processing circuit. So if you've been around kind of the tweakers corner of the old interwebs, you may know that those who are building custom systems like to use really high-end clocks. To me, I personally believe in the better the clock, the better spatial qualities you get. In other words, how the sound surrounds you. The cheaper the clock, the more jitter, whatever term you want to use, the more flat it is, like a wall, like you're watching a TV screen, right? If the better the spatial quality, the better you're within the sound stage. So just my experience. Your experience may be different, subjective, depending on your system. Again, this thing, you're just getting so many high-end components. They're claiming 5 pieces of high-end dual op amps for output. So definitely cool. For me, this thing is squeaky clean. It's like 5 or 6 zeros and a 6 total harmonic distortion. So look, this thing's squeaky clean. All right. When you get that many zeros for distortion, you really don't have to worry about it. Sometimes that's a problem, right? It can be clinical. It can be crappy sounding. In this case, it's not. It sounds really good. It's not too cold. It's not too warm. It's pretty much neutral, and that's exactly what you want. As far as the sound goes, I do get a good layering and separation, although with the headphones, you can't get that whole 3D layering effect like you can with a 2-channel system. So that's what I'm saying. It's great. You can use it here for headphones. I just don't think that's where going to be the real value if you plug this into a 2-channel system and you're like, whoa, this is like R2R territory, okay? That's where you're talking about. Does it sound like the Denefrips Ares 2? No, Denefrips Ares 2 is soft. It's warm. It's slow. It gives you this Pratt is kind of slow. So it gives you the feeling that things are flowing in and out because it just, I don't know, the R2R technology and how it sounds. It's not very clinical. It's not very technical, although you do get a good layering and separation. It's just this relaxed feel, and then things pop up. It is a little more detailed. It's in your face. It's retrieving every little nuance in the music that you could hear, and that's great. So you put your headphones on, you're not going to be missing anything at all when using this with your headphones. So with that said, we now got to go head over and put this in a 2-channel system and then talk about it. All right, so I told you we had to kind of stick around, and we're going to evaluate this DAC from a 2-channel system. So this system here is comprised, so I have my turntable there, Sumiko Songbird, my favorite phono cartridge, running the Music Share X7 here, using the IEM Pro streamer, and I got a various speakers and stuff that I connect in all out. So anyways, do I like this thing? And I gotta say, a thumbs up. This is a banger of a DAC for a little over $600. I mean, I hate when I review something that sounds on par with what I assume is the best DAC that I have in my house, which, if you're new to the channel, for me, is a Holo Audio. Let's see if I can get that to, there we go. Hopefully that's not a scratch. No. Holo Audio Cyan 2. This thing is a beast. It's heavy. It's hard to even hold it up there. So that is kind of my reference. That's what I pulled out to put this in. And I have to say that this DAC has a lot more authority and grip than the Cyan 2. I'm a huge fan of R2R DACs. I don't like it when they're lazy, slow, warm. I like it when they're more decisive, almost like a topping DAC, but with spatial quality. So 3-dimensionality, soundstage, all that good stuff. This DAC is, soundstage is number one. It's amazing. So whatever clock technology they have in here is absolutely amazing. I'm not even using a high-end streamer with this. I'm not even using I2S. I don't have to. The Cyan 2 audio from Holo Audio, I have to use I2S or else it kind of just sounds blah. So this DAC is freaking amazing. The D400 is going to be high on my list, and I'm probably going to sell my Holo Audio because this thing is just amazing. Didn't do much for me with headphones, but when it comes to speakers, 2-channel systems, this DAC is absolutely amazing. And again, I'm not using a highest-end streamer. I've just been comparing streamers, actually. I've got a, it'll be in an upcoming video, the Ehrlich S10 Pro or Plus, which we got to talk about because it sounds really good. So I've been running back and forth. I've been playing Metallica, and somehow it came into my playlist while I was working out this last week, and I thought, hey, it's going to keep rocking and jamming. And so I've been going back and forth with this DAC and various streamers, and I got to say I'm very impressed. I would say that it's, from an overall standpoint, as most DACs are, it's not lazy, it's not soft, it's not warm. It would be on the warmer side of neutral, so it's not clinical like a topping DAC. It's very decisive, very authoritative over music. The bass is really where I think it comes out. A lot more bass than the Holo Audio Cyan 2 for whatever reason. My speakers were just really thumping. And so maybe a little bit of a bass boost here, but I think it's a fun bass boost. It's not overdone because it kind of has a tight grip on the speakers. Usually I equate that to the amplifier having a tight grip via damping factor. In this case, it seems like the DAC is somehow controlling that. So everything's tight, good, plenty of bass. You know, everything else just sounds great. It's not like the vocals are coming out more than others, or, you know, guitars or anything, or high-end treble. It just sounds glorious. So whatever you feed it, it just sounds really, really good. So I am absolutely amazed at this DAC. I think it is a steal at over $600. You know, it's hard to say that you're going to go buy a Holo Audio Cyan 2 when you have a DAC that sounds this good at this price. So yeah, it kind of sucks for me, for someone who owns the Cyan 2, to say that this thing is so darn good. And I'm not just shilling stuff, guys. I truly just like this product. I've always been wary of buying higher end SMSL topping kind of brands. I just don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's some of that brand, I guess, awareness. There's nothing wrong with the brands. I just felt like if I'm going to do something, you know, at $600 to $1,000, I'm going to go more boutique. Maybe still tri-fi, but maybe more, you know, the boutique kind of side of things. And in this case, at $600, you cannot go wrong. This thing is a beast of a DAC, and I highly recommend that if you're looking for a DAC, you need balance, you want I2S, you want all the bells and whistles, that you go check out this at APOS. A link will be down below. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, and if you can, please just hit the like and subscribe. It costs you nothing, helps out the little guys like me grow. Appreciate it. Peace.